Yes. Mm. Welcome to all. Welcome to Mojes Institute of Technology. Today, I like to give a recap of all 5 days, what we have done earlier in the workshop, free workshop session. So I'll get into the topic. So first, I like to again introduce what is Ansible. So Ansible is a open source tool. It helps us to provisioning, configuration management, and application deployment in our in our remote machines. So you can the word, the term always the coming here infrastructure as code, where Ansible tool you can use an infrastructure as a code. So who are the competitors for the Ansible? Chef and Puppet and Salt. These are the competitors of the Ansible. And then why we are chosen Ansible? So Ansible is an agentless tool where it work on similar to it's like work on the language of the Python. The Ansible tool written on the Python module like Python language. It's very easy. You can write ML coding, which is very easy to write your human readable language, scripting language. It is very easy, and then we'll see the limitation of the Ansible. So it supports continuous the configuration management. Example, you need to configure something in configuration files in your data center. You may have 100 servers, 1000 servers at a time. You can process it. So you want to deploy any application on your environment in your organization? Yes, Ansible will support. And you want to continuous testing already installed application? Yes, you can use Ansible. You can do it. You can provision your applications, your servers, and you can do orchestration and do all kind of automation task. Not only server task, you can even automate your network devices as well. Okay, why automation here? A task like we are without nowadays the devices are very high, and then to compete the market, we have to need immediate changes on our, for example, e-commerce sites, and then banking. Even banking has the now they have come up with the more advanced stuff. So immediate it need to be changed. So we are going for, Ansible is more helpful on this particular thing. So again, we are some repetitive tasks are there. There we are going to be automate without human to avoid some such errors, and then depending on the human resources we are eliminating over there, and then we are going forward. We are going to be use Ansible is the effective tool. Okay. Yes, again already I have defined why Ansible. Ansible is a one is free source application is available, and then it's developed by and acquired by developed by sorry, it's a free open source application. It's written on Python, and then large number of modules, already predefined modules are available, which you can use easily. And then you can introduce your own custom modules for your requirement. And if any configuration goes wrong, you can easily roll back. That is also possible using Ansible. It is very simple and human readable language, and then documentation also is very simple. You can go through it. Okay, this is the Ansible architecture. Let me go into deep again. Once again, I like to recap again the Ansible architecture. So this entire node, this entire sorry, this entire thing called the Ansible. So where the before that I have a question, where we are going to be deployed on our Ansible server, Ansible software. So that server we call it as an in Ansible is the master node. Okay, so in that master node we are going to be install on our Ansible software. So this is the Ansible architecture. These and all the remote, these we call it as a endpoint nodes: host 1, host 2, host 3, these and all. So this master server is going to be control this remote host. How it's going to be controlled? So on top of the on operating system, we have to install on any of the Linux operating system. It supports Red Hat, CentOS, Ubuntu, and Unix like operating system. Ansible masternode going to be support. It supports Windows as well, whereas in remote nodes you can do changes on the Windows as well, but you cannot install the software on the Windows. You can manage whatever the doing whatever the activities you can perform. Absolutely, you can monitor, you can make changes, you can make the configuration changes. Everything will be okay, fine. Even your network devices you can configure here, and you can automate the things. Okay, but your master node should be Linux environment. Okay, and then I'll come to one by one. This is the Ansible software installed on my managed node. And then host inventory. I'll coming to the host inventory. What is the host inventory? The host inventory has the details on details of this host 1, host 2, host 3, host till n. What are the manage nodes or remote endpoints you're going to manage? You want to do changes on that remote host or endpoint nodes. Those details we are going to be make an entry in our host inventory. There are two types of inventories are there. One is manual entry, whereas in the administrator or Ansible administrator, Ansible team or DevOps guy going to be enter on this the host entry. I'll demonstrate how to make an entry. Okay. Uh, Sorry. Yeah. So those entries will be made it here. Here there is a rule you can have how many servers you can group. You can make an entry a single server. You can make an entry like a grouping a group servers which going to be perform the same task. So you can make it a group, and then you can call particular server to particular server where, and this host can be member of any number of groups. If for example you have a 10 groups, a single host can member of all. There is no restriction. We have added this particular group, and then it will not going to be executed. Absolutely not. You can have member of any group. Okay. This is all I'll demonstrate how we are going to grouping and then single host entry, and then the playbooks. So, sorry. Yeah. Before playbooks, I like to go for the core module. What is the core module? Core modules already Ansible developers has been developed already. We can make use of the modules. For example, ping module, and then setup M module, and much more we have. So those modules we can make use freely available. Sorry, we come up with this Ansible software. We can make use of this. Okay. And then the custom module, whereas in we are going to create some custom module and then host it there, then we can make use of it wherever whenever we need it. So plugins also available. You can have any plugins. You can absolutely you can integrate with our Ansible, and then you can I missed out one more thing. You can add in the host section. You can connect some network devices as well. Okay, what is the a playbook? Playbook actually contains it decides this your playbook decides which host it going to be execute, where it going to be execute, and then what are the tasks going to be performed. This play going to be decide which is gonna written by you. So based on your requirement, the playbook is going to be written. This is the architecture of Ansible. So this part, this complete part comes under the your master node, and then this is called a remote nodes or endpoint nodes. Okay. So I'm coming to the lab requirement. So master node should be in Linux operating system. You can have RHEL 7 or CentOS 7, 8 or Ubuntu. Okay. And then your master node minimum, these and all I'm recommending minimum requirement. At the least your master node should have 2 GB of RAM. Good to have more than that, and all your node servers should have at least 1 GB. 1 GB also it can work, and you should have your master node should have 2 CPU cores or more. Minimum would be CPU 2 cores, and your master nodes would be 20 GB or above the hard disk size, and then your like all other remote nodes or endpoint nodes can have 10 GB of your RAM. You have to establish your communication between these two servers need to be speak. How it gonna speak? So in Ansible, it works on SSH layer port number 22. So we have to predefinedly we need to configure both the servers to avoid this passwordless authentication. To it will throw the error, else it will not be communicate. Then how your play going to be execute? So before that, you need to configure EPL repository on your master server. Good to have the EPL repository where Ansible software they have the maintaining the repo on EPL repository. So these conditions and all satisfied your master node, and you can have your client n number of client side remote or client host or remote host or endpoint host, whichever the way you understandable. You get into that, you understand that, but it is no limitation of this remote hosts. Okay. So how I did the lab setup, I like to give and take you through. I installed installation of the Ansible software. I have VirtualBox application, CentOS ISO file, installing I used two VMs locally. This is local setup of your local lab setup of your Ansible. And I have done SSH configuration, installed package. So installed enabled I have installed SSH configuration, and I have enabled my EPL repository, and then I have checked my mrepo list. I'll just quickly walk you through my lab environment. One second, I'll make it for. Yes, I hope it is visible. This is the master node I have installed on Ansible. Okay, so I installed an Oracle VirtualBox. I can take you through the. So this is my Ansible master node. So I like to take a putty session and I'll give you a detailed information. One second. 5. So here this is my Oracle VirtualBox. This is Ansible 1 and 2 I have installed. Ansible 1 as in my master node, Ansible 2 as in my remote node. This is, I have given here 2 GB of RAM and then 20 GB of hard disk I have given. Ansible 2 2 GB, same 2 GB I have given, and I have given 10 GB of my hard disk. So here it is my Ansible 1 and 2. I'll show you the VM as well. My Ansible to manage node VM. So I'll go to the master node now. I'll take a putty session. I'll make it my font size a little bigger. Change the settings to make you more visible. I hope the font size is clear now. Okay, already I have an is in recap session, so already I haven't installed my Ansible earlier. So I'll take you through those how to install. So first I need to check where my M repo list has been installed. M repo list. My EPL repository has to be enabled. So let me cross check. Yes, it's already installed. I'll just give an update. AL. So it's already available. I have enabled. Just I'm updating any recent packages for EPL repository. It's searching for the updates. So there is a small update. Some KB files are coming in. So once we are ready, then we can go with the Ansible installation. Okay, once let it done. After this, I need to cross check. I need to generate SSH key. I need to be configure my SSH. That also the day one class I have done. But still, this is a recap session. I'll show you, walk you through how to do SSH configuration as well. It's about to done. It's 99%. So once it's done, we'll check the repo list. So because why I'm concentrating on EPL repository, yes, because it's coming up, the Ansible version is the verified package is coming from EPL repository. Okay, clear. So M repo list. Sorry, repo list. So I'm expecting it should be, yes, it got updated. My EPL repository got updated. It is ready. So, okay. Clear. So what was the command to SSH for what? Before that, my remote node has, I have, as I said earlier, I'm using two VMs. So I like to take as, so I have using this SSH keygen is the command to generate the key. Already I have done keygen. If you not done, enter this command and it will be generated and key. We have to copy this host public key to our remote host. I'll take you and verify that already I have done. 168.1.105 is my endpoint node. Okay, cd slash root dot ssh. So here I have already pasted my key. This location. So that is the reason I'm able to take SSH without the passwordless authentication. Already the communication has been established. You can also do the same, and I'll show you how to copy SSH hyphen copy. Sorry, copy hyphen ID hyphen I. So you can mention your path root dot SSH. Sorry, not authorized key. It should come here ID public. Now it's supposed to come. You have to copy that public key to your remote host. Okay, so I'll cross check again. 192 my remote host 1.1. Yes. Asking for password because I open this. Sorry, I'm in my remote host. That is the reason it asking. I like to exit. Clear. IPA. So my no, still I'm in my remote host. Now the session got cleared. Yes. Now I'll cross check. This is my master node. Center is one is my master node. Now I like to try SSH root 168.1.1.5 is my remote node. Yes, I'm able to take SSH. Okay, if these conditions are satisfied, then we move to installation of Ansible. So how to install an Ansible? Install Ansible. One more point I like to tell you. So Ansible works on Python 2.5 or upgraded version. So minimum is you should install Python 2.5. So if it is not there, please install because it works on the Python. Okay, and it's agentless tool. You can install the same, and where it going to be installed. I'll show the configuration files for SSH. Sorry, Ansible cd etc. This is the default location, but you need any you have customized location you can install absolutely. Sorry, I'm in remote node. Sorry. Excellent. Yes, clear. I'm apologies. I'm in the remote node. cd / etc / Ansible. Here is your executable path under /etc under Ansible. You have your Ansible related files. What are the files here? I like to list out. So we are going to concentrate on only host file where we discussed in the architecture the inventories are going to be entered. When you freshly install it will available only 3 files. These files and all these entries and all made by me in the previous classes. So please ignore this. Only when you install freshly, it will be only 3 files and Ansible .cfg configuration file, host file, and the roles file. Only these directories, roles are the directory. I can take you through these and all plays I like to execute. I have executed in the previous sessions. Please ignore those. So let us see. I'll take you through what are the information contained in the host vi host file. Yes, this is we are talking about the inventory file when we are discussing about the architecture. Actually, here we are going to be enter our inventory file. Going to I like to hear this infrastructure. I have only one server, so I have made an entry here. This is how I am going to made an this is how you also going to be made an entry. Okay, now this file and SSH configuration, those will then it going to communicate our remote host. Okay, I'll show you how to create a group. So in my infrastructure I have don't have a much servers, so press I, but still I'll show you to how to group a server. For example, you have another group, open a bracket, name it as a server 2 or DB server. I like to give case sensitive DB servers. Okay, here you can enter your host name or your remote host. I like to give a IP address. Sorry. So here you can enter host name or IP address. Both will be accepted. So 168 1.107 107 192 168 1.108 or 192 168 1 dot sorry 2 dot something like this. You can group your servers like this. So when you call DB servers on your remote host, these are your remote host. So your play going to be executed in the all three hosts. Okay, so here some limitations are there in this file. So this is the group host or the delimited by header elements. So which is like this header elements. This is the group name. So here we return right server. Sorry, I have written servers, right? DB servers. The same way I have written, and then you can enter the host name or IP addresses. Here I have entered IP addresses. For example, you may have fully qualified domain. For example, hello dot example example typo example.com. Like also you can, both will be allowed. Okay, so this is how you are going to be do a grouping. And a host IP, a host name or IP can have multiple groups. Here also you can see there is a ungrouped. You can here enter only where you have only single host. You can enter here. Okay, so here I have entered only one server because I have only one remote server. I have end user node. Okay, so here you can see like web servers are there, like same. You can enter the host name. This how you this is called grouping. So here what you can do, so here you can call the, for example, I have server, I have web servers, both group I can call here. Okay, here instead of 001 I can give server, and then I can give this one web server. It will be accepted. You have, if you have the multiple hosts in the following pattern, then you can like give like this. Else www dot from this domain to this domain ABC to 123 to 126, it will be taking. If you have a multiple subdomains, do you have, that is also allowed. So collecting a database server, the same way you can group it. So this is all about how we are grouping in the inventory file, how we are making an entry. I like to delete because these servers are not valid. I don't have in my infrastructure, but this is how we are going to be execute. Sorry for the interrupt. I like to delete them. I'm going to delete all this. Okay, I like to save this file. Yes. Oh, sorry. Still I'm in command insert mode. Okay. Yes. Now I haven't made an entry. How to check this whether it's the communicating with my remote host? For that, Ansible -m -m server is in my group name -m, which is the I module -m module I'm calling, which ping module. So this is how we are going to be execute and check whether. So here you can get see 192.168 my remote host success. The facts, the Ansible facts, discover the interpreter Python where it's executing under /user/bin Python. It's ping pong. It's successfully pinging. Okay. Another way you can do Ansible -m ping. For example, you have 5 groups or 10 groups. You press all and you're going to be ping all the servers. Which are the host file entries you have done, it's going to be execute. So I like to make, I don't have an host, what the error it getting, let us check. And I want to make an entry which the host is not available. What was the error I'm getting? Let us see. Press I. So under server group only, I don't have another host. I shown already in first I have 192.1.1.1.1.1. I'll give you. So again, I'm going to be execute. What the unknown host. So it's going to ping everything. Let us see. I haven't made an entry of 111 IP as well, which don't have. I'm expecting some error. Yes. See here, I'm getting an error, which whereas in not unreachable. This is successfully ping, and you will get the message why it got failed. So unreachable. Okay, changed false. Okay, the message the failed to connect the host via SSH to connect 1.11 111 port number 22. See SSH layer port. It's no route to the host, unreachable. Okay, so which means it's the player is going to, so the command, the hada command is going to be trying to reach this particular host. That host is not available. You will get an error. See error message as in its error message also it going to be throw. Okay, I can mention, like to mention here in Ansible, the output comes with the color notation where the your command or header command or playbook is failed. Then it going to be give red color. The repetitively running the task, there is no change. Then it going to be green. The first time the success with the change, you will get yellow color. Okay. This how I like to remove again because that host is not available. You can add, if you have in your infrastructure, you have 3-4 servers, you can absolutely you can add your servers. I like to take you through few adapt commands. Okay, Ansible server is my group -m setup. Let us see what the output I am getting. So I'm expecting some output from what are the my remote host details. This command will give you, this is adapt command. Again, I'll clear. This is an Ansible adapt command. This setup module going to get details about my remote host. This command is going to be execute on my remote host. So what are the details it's going to be fetch? We'll see. I'll scroll up and I'll figure out what are the modules I have got. So still I'm not able to get it. So I'll pipe it and more so that I can go by page. Yes, see here the Ansible executing on where it executing on the remote host 192.168. The ADA command where it got executed 192.168.1.105. Yes, successfully executed. These are the Ansible. This we call it as a Ansible facts. This is one fact. So this particular thing, one fact. So it going to be gather your all your facts of your command or your playbook when you getting an output. So this fact, what is get the Ansible all IPv4 address. So what the IP I have? See, my remote has the IPv4. Then Ansible architecture, Ansible BIOS date, Ansible BIOS information where it has been installed, and my kernel information, my LVM information also there. I'll take you through. So date and time, the facts, and then Ansible. This is called as one fact. This complete section called one fact. This is one called one fact. Okay. So my Ansible device links, and you'll get my hard disk details as well. You can have my hard disk, your remote host hard disk details. Okay. So all your MAC address, IPv4, IPv6, your network related information about your SE Linux policy, and then your channel fiber channels. So your main points, your blocks, how much memory is available, you are free. Everything related to your host machines, it's going to be give you. Okay. Yeah. ls hyphen l. So I like to explain a fact playbook. Already I have written some facts, so I like to explain you a fact playbook we have discussed. So in HADA command we got a fact. So in the playbook, how we are going to be call a fact. So I like to vi fact underscore play ML. So always an ML file will start with 3 hyphen notation, and then it start with hyphen. This is called the host section. Okay. And before that, like to give a small brief about Ansible playbook. It start with 3 hyphen, it's end with 3 dots. These 3 dots are not mandatory. It's good to have the practice, but these 3 hyphens are the mandatory when you're going to start a play. The host details hyphen, and then there is a space. You have to enter the keyword is host equal to which host you can. So here you can write server as well. You can write your group name as well. So the task section, what you are going to be write the task. So the indentation is very sensitive here. You have to give the proper indentation. The same way how I written, you have to give. First you have to start with the 3 hyphen, then hyphen, space, then 2 space the host, and colon, again a space, your IP address or your host name or your group name, tasks. In task here we are going to be address what we are going to be get. In debug, what we are going to be debug in the message section. This is the variable declaration section. Variable. Here I'm calling with this notation. This is called please refer our previous video. So we have explained about how this variable has been declared. So Ansible default IPv4 address. I shown the fact. I'm going to call this particular fact. Okay. This is all the playbook will always start, but you can have hash and you can write commands here. Absolutely, it's allowed. You can do this. Let me execute this playbook. Clear. How to execute in a playbook? For that, command Ansible hyphen playbook. Which playbook I'm going to execute? Fact underscore play. My playbook name as in fact underscore playbook dot YAML. Yes, sorry to I'm apologies. The always the ML file should with an extension of dot YML or YAML. Both are allowed. You can do this. Okay, enter. So this is how you can execute the playbook. Ansible hyphen playbook facts, and then sorry, this is your playbook name. So the play is where the play is running. The play is running on 192.168 on my remote host. It gathering the task, gathering the facts. Task show the IP address. Correct, where it's running. So I'm going to get ask my remote IP address. See in message, it's going to be declared. The variable going to be fetch on my remote host. Okay. This how the playbook going to be executed. Here I have another play as well. I can explain what does the play have. So Ansible fact one also is there. So one more basic one more basic playbook is there where I'm going to give one message when you logged in. This play also I like to explain you. MOTD. Yes, here I written clearly with the commands. So your ML file always start with 3 hyphen notation. See, I have written here detailed the ML documents begin with the document separator. So the minus YAML indicate that item list, the play contains of the play, which the each being a dictionary. So here I'm targeting whom I'm targeting. Server. Server is a group. I have only one host, that server I'm targeting. Which user? Root user. Where? Here I'm declared on variable MOTD welcome message. Okay. Welcome. I'm this message which are the remote host I'm going to be execute. This message needs to be come. Okay. It is in insert mode. I like to welcome to recap. Okay. So I'll remove this day 4 and all. So the message should be, so this is the variable declaration, what it going to be declared. And then in task section, you can notice that I have followed my indentation here. The name, what the task I'm going to configure MOTD, the message of the day. Nothing but MOTD is nothing but message of the day. Copy, I'm used to your copy module, source, and then source I have here declare the variable. So that is the reason I have not mentioned here the source. The destination is where it's going to be execute /etc/motd. The content, what is the content? MOTD underscore welcome. So this message is going to be called in my play. Okay. Escape colon WQ clear. So execute the playbook Ansible hyphen playbook space fact MOTD dot ML. I like to execute this play. So gathering the facts. It's going to be execute on my remote host. So it's going to configure message for the day. Here now you can notice here yellow color. This what I explained the color notation. My play is executed with change. My play is success with change. You can see here, notice here there is a change. One change has been done on this particular remote host. So when I'm taking the SSH remote, it should be display that message. Let us validate SSH root 192.168.1.105 is my remote host. It should display. Yes, see, it's giving an welcoming message. This how you can configure. So the play will be very effective. So I would have 100 servers. At the time I can call my group, and then once logged in, you will get the same message over there. Okay. That's all about the day. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining the session.
Thank you.